A pair of eyes watches from the edge of the firelight, not afraid, not hostile, waiting. Today, dogs live everywhere humans do. They sleep in our homes, walk our streets, guard our spaces, and read our emotions with uncanny precision. More than any other animal, they share our daily lives. They feel familiar, almost natural. But dogs were not born companions. They descend from wolves, powerful predators built for endurance, coordination, and survival in brutal Ice Age landscapes. Nothing about a wolf suggests loyalty to another species. And yet, somewhere in the distant past, that boundary was crossed. A wild hunter became a partner. A competitor became an ally. A predator chose proximity over conflict. This transformation was not planned. It was not guided by intention or kindness. It emerged from hunger, pressure, and survival at the edge of extinction. To understand how dogs came to live beside us, we must return to a colder world, when humans struggled to survive and wolves watched them from the darkness. This is not just the story of how dogs evolved. It is the story of how two species reshaped each other forever. To find the origin of dogs, we must return to the late Ice Age, roughly 40,000 years ago. The world was harsh and unstable. Glaciers dominated the northern continents. Food was unpredictable, and survival depended on intelligence, cooperation, and endurance. In this frozen landscape lived the gray wolf. Wolves were among the most efficient predators of their time. Long legs allowed them to travel vast distances. Powerful jaws and teeth could crush bone. Most importantly, they hunted in packs, coordinating attacks with remarkable precision. Early humans shared the same world and the same prey. They were rivals. Both species hunted large animals. Both relied on cooperation and social bonds. Encounters were tense and dangerous, but not all wolves responded to humans the same way. Some were less aggressive, more curious. Instead of avoiding human camps, they lingered at the edges, drawn by discarded bones and food scraps. For these wolves, humans represented a new survival opportunity. They hunted less. They avoided competition with other wolves. They survived by proximity. Over generations, natural selection favored these traits. Wolves that tolerated humans lived longer and reproduced more successfully. Slowly, a new population emerged, still wolf-like, but behaviorally distinct. These early proto-dogs were slightly smaller, less reactive, and more social. Fear gave way to tolerance. Aggression softened into restraint. This was not domestication yet. It was the first step, driven by survival, not affection. And once taken, it could not be undone. The transformation from wolf to dog began with a single advantage: tolerance. Among wolves living near human camps, those that were less aggressive and less fearful survived more easily. They gained access to food without risking conflict. Over time, behavior, not strength, became the primary target of selection. This shift reshaped the body. As aggression decreased, early dogs developed shorter snouts, smaller teeth, and rounder skulls. These changes were not chosen deliberately. They were side effects of selecting for calm, social behavior. What we now call domesticated features began as biological responses to reduced stress. Another key innovation was social intelligence. Early dogs evolved an exceptional ability to read human gestures, expressions, and intentions. Even today, the dogs outperform primates at following human pointing and eye direction. Those that understood humans survived better near them. Diet reinforced this bond. Living near camps, early dogs adapted to eat a broader range of foods, including starch-rich leftovers. Genetic changes allowed them to digest what wolves could not. tying their survival even more closely to human presence. Most importantly, dogs learned to cooperate across species. They alerted humans to danger, tracked prey, and guarded camps. In return, they gained protection and stability. Each successful interaction strengthened the partnership. Together, these changes solved essential survival problems: reduce conflict, exploit new resources, integrate into a new social world. A predator was becoming something entirely new. The rise of dogs occurred during a time of global instability. As the Ice Age ended, climates shifted rapidly. Glaciers retreated. Large prey animals declined or disappeared. For wolves, survival became increasingly difficult. But for wolves already living near humans, a new path opened. Human groups adapted quickly, developing better tools and more stable camps. Where humans survived, food waste and protection followed. For proto-dogs, staying close to people became the safest strategy in a changing world. This period acted as a powerful filter. Aggressive wolves were driven away or killed. Highly fearful individuals gained nothing from human proximity. Only those capable of restraint and social awareness remained. Over time, proto-dogs lost some wild specialization. Their jaws shrank, so their bodies became less suited for long-distance hunting. But in return, they gained stability in a world where independence had become risky. As many large predators declined or vanished, early dogs endured, protected by their association with the most adaptable species on Earth. This was not a sudden extinction. It was a replacement. The wild was shrinking. A new ecological role was emerging, and proto-dogs stepped into it. Once dogs became tied to human survival, their evolution accelerated dramatically. Unlike wolves, dogs were no longer shaped only by climate or prey. They were shaped by human lifestyles. As humans spread across continents, dogs followed and adapted to new roles with remarkable speed. Some dogs became hunters. They evolved sharper scent tracking, endurance, and cooperation with humans. Dogs that could follow trails, flush prey, or retrieve kills became valuable partners and were protected and fed in return. Others became guards. Near camps and early villages, dogs that were alert and territorial thrived. Louder barks, larger bodies, and sensitivity to unfamiliar movement turned them into living alarm systems. As human societies diversified, so did dogs. In cold regions, the dogs developed thick coats and compact bodies to conserve heat. In warmer climates, leaner builds and short fur prevented overheating. Some dogs became herders, learning to control livestock through posture and gaze rather than force. Not all dogs were selected for work. Some were chosen for temperament alone. Calm behavior, emotional sensitivity, and attachment to humans became survival advantages. These early companion dogs strengthened social bonds within human groups. For the first time, evolution followed preference. Artificial selection, sometimes intentional, often unconscious, reshaped dogs faster than natural selection ever could. Body size, shape, and behavior diversified at an unprecedented rate. In just a few thousand years, dogs became the most variable land mammal on Earth. Today, dogs live almost entirely within a human-made world. Cities, farms, and roads now cover landscapes where wolves once hunted. Food is provided. Shelter is guaranteed. For dogs, survival no longer depends on physical strength or independence, but on their relationship with people. Modern dog evolution is driven almost entirely by human choice. Selective breeding has exaggerated certain traits: size, coat, facial shape, and behavior. This has produced extraordinary diversity, but also unintended consequences. Some breeds suffer from breathing difficulties, joint disorders, or weakened immune systems. Traits that once posed little risk now affect quality of life. Behaviorally, dogs have adapted deeply to human society. They respond to voice commands, recognize emotional states, and form intense social bonds. Many dogs experience stress or anxiety when separated from humans, reflecting how completely their survival has become tied to us. Dogs now fill roles far beyond survival. They guide the blind, detect disease, assist in therapy, protect property, and provide companionship in isolation. Their value is measured not by hunting success, but by trust and cooperation. Yet this dependence comes at a cost. Most dogs can no longer survive without humans. Their evolutionary success has traded independence for protection. When humans fail, through neglect, overbreeding, or abandonment, dogs pay the price. They have followed us this far. Now their future depends on how responsibly we lead. The evolution of dogs is unlike any other story in nature. From Ice Age wolves to modern companions, dogs did not survive by becoming stronger or more aggressive. They survived by changing how they related to another species. They evolved tolerance, social intelligence, and emotional awareness. In doing so, they gained food, protection, and stability, but surrendered much of their independence. This partnership reshaped both sides. Dogs helped humans hunt, guard, migrate, and settle new lands. Humans, in turn, reshaped dogs into thousands of forms, each reflecting a different role or preference. Together, they accelerated evolution beyond its natural pace. But this bond carries responsibility. Dogs can no longer adapt away from human mistakes. Their health and survival depend on our choices. Overbreeding, neglect, and environmental pressures are challenges they cannot face alone. The insane evolution of dogs teaches a rare lesson. Survival is not always about domination. Sometimes, it is about cooperation. In choosing to trust humans, dogs unlocked a future no predator had ever known. And in return, they became more than animals. They became companions. And their story, woven into ours, is still unfolding.